So this morning I'm going to show you my feeding chores. It's pretty simple really. I've got my chicken tractors here who, they've been performing pretty well. I move them 8 feet every day, not too bad. I've got some lavender Orpingtons, we've got some bantams, we've got a couple of just other mixed chickens, and we've got our mullards all in a chicken tractor. They sort of move around. Pretty much what I like to do is turn on the water, then walk over to the chicken tractors. Really pretty simple chore, just come down, move the water, dump it out, move them forward 8 feet, clean out their water bins, fill them up. After putting them back, check their feed, make sure everybody's good, pull out the eggs. That's about it. The chore does get a little more complicated when you're trying to do it one-handed. So the ducks eat the most by far. They have an appetite that cannot be matched. After the move, you just do the water, and that's pretty much it. Easy chore, not much going on with it, simple. Can knock this out 15 minutes. As many tractors as you want. Each tractor adds maybe a minute, so super easy. Once the water pails are all back in, just go around with the hose, fill them up with water. You might have noticed my little cat litter box here. The little cat litter box is supposed to make it so that the chickens will lay their eggs in it. Only one of these lavender Orpingtons have figured that out yet, so we're still picking them up off the ground at the moment. Now, in the duck bin, the duck tent, I like to keep the water running most of the day. Not full blast, just a trickle, because the ducks will get in there and they'll splash it all out. I also like to make sure that the duck tent, the duck tractor, is on the lowest part of the slope, so that way I'm not soaking my chickens all day. So the chickens will always be a little bit higher in elevation than the ducks, just to make sure that the water's running away from them. I don't want them to get soggy feet. So that's the whole thing. That's the whole chicken move. It's really easy to do. Doesn't take a whole lot of energy. These tractors are super light. You don't need a dolly or any of those other things people use to move them around. Pretty secure, now that I've learned a couple of lessons. And now they're getting us regular eggs from the lavender Orpingtons. We'll have plenty of bantams later. It's a pretty good time. someday, probably in the spring, I'm going to put some of these guys in the tractor. The geese I really like. They hang out in the backyard. They're just chilling back there all the time. They're great for alerting us to anything going on back there. They actually mow all the way around the fence line, so I don't have to weed eat. I don't weed eat the fence line because they will eat all of the grass around the fence line because they're not competing with the goats or the sheep or anyone else for it. They can just go in there and get it. So anyway, that's my backyard chicken tractor setup. Pretty simple, pretty easy, and I really like it. It's working pretty good. We'll be putting turkeys in it in a couple of weeks. We'll see how that goes. So it rained quite a bit last night, which is probably why Gerald's on the front porch. She's one of our Muscovies and doesn't usually spend a lot of time hanging out on the front porch, so probably trying to sneak away from some of the rain. So yesterday I noticed that they had gone through their food a little bit quicker than normal. So today's feeding day. They're gonna have to get a little bit of food put in their bins, and I'll show you the feeders that I made. Real simple, 2 buckets, a couple holes, and a lid. It keeps the feed dry, keeps it running in there, and keeps most of the other critters from stealing it. Although they do steal it sometimes. Really, anybody can keep birds. It doesn't take a lot. You might want to make sure your neighbors are okay with it if you're going to have roosters, because they do get a little noisy. Here we go. Here we go. So my feeders are really simple. It's just 2 buckets. One has a hole cut in the bottom and another one has a mouth cut in the side. So you fill up the bucket with the hole cut in the bottom. The chickens get at it through the hole cut in the side. It's really simple. I attach them with some little used clips for T-post fencing. That's how I put most of these things together. And you just take them and put them in there. I used to use those bell waterers, but I found that taking them out every day, filling them back up, was just too labor intensive. It made the chore a lot longer. And the chickens would spill it. They would knock the water over. Even with them hanging, the chickens would dump it all out. So, on the advice of Big Dad, we decided to start just putting in a bowl of water for them, changing it out every day, and it's worked great. So that's the whole chicken and, well, poultry tent system. Super easy, nice and sturdy, not blowing away. They've worked really well for us. I'm excited to see how our turkey's doing them. Turkeys for Thanksgiving, they're on the back porch right now, still brooding. But once we get them out of the brooder box, fully feathered, we'll have them out here. I'll build a couple more of these tents and we'll see how they go. I'm gonna put some guineas in one too, see how those go too. But right now I'm really pleased with how well they've turned out. I wish I could trick these chickens into using the egg box, but I haven't gotten them to do that just yet. Just a couple of times, but not on a consistent basis. Once we get the lavender Orpingtons to figure that out, then we'll really be in business. I forgot to mention the eggs. Our lavender Orpingtons, we have 7 in the tent, and they produce between 3 and 4 eggs for us a day. Now, my family doesn't eat that many eggs, but we're also trying to breed these birds. So we've got, 11 in an incubator right now. We have 4 that we hatched in our last run, and they're actually doing pretty well. But these eggs are absolutely delicious. When you're able to come outside and eat the eggs that were laid yesterday, they are super good. Nice, rich yolks, and a little small from the lavender Orpingtons, but our Americana hen lays nice, big, fat eggs. So we'll try and breed some more of those too. But anyway, that's kind of the point, I guess. If you want to do this system, you can get enough eggs for you to eat every day. You can have some nice birds that are nice and friendly and not worry too much about predation because they stay enclosed all the time.